Colorado High School Activities Association football is on Morgan County's B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network tonight from Dutch Clark Stadium in Pueblo. It's the 2024 season opener as the Fort Morgan Mustangs take on the Pueblo East Eagles. Along with Brian Nickel and Kevin Rohde, I'm John Beltran. The Mustangs coming off a 2-8 season, Pueblo East at 4-5. But Brian, we know that traveling to Pueblo has not been an issue for the Mustangs the previous two visits.
Yeah, correct. They were down here 2 years ago and played Pueblo County and won that to start off the season well.
State championship.
State championship. Yep. Yeah, that was an excellent game also. So Pueblo's been nice to us. We'll see what they can do tonight. See what they have. You just really don't know what you've got until you get the first game going.
Absolutely, especially with some new pieces, but we know that Noah Aguirre, Kevin, can do some special things defensively like he's done the previous 3 years.
Yeah, I was just noticing on Max Preps that of the returning 3A players, he's ranked third in number of tackles. So hopefully he can get some of his compatriots to put the hat on the defenders as well.
Opening kickoff brought to you by Bailey Mechanical. And to kick it off here for Pueblo East, it's a short kick taken at the 13 and drop, picked up at the 15-yard line, now to the 20 and scooting to the 23-yard line. A return of about 10. That is Austin Hall, I believe, on the return for the Mustangs. J.J. Marquez, a 3-year starting quarterback, and he's got to get the job done, of course, with the offensive line. They'll mark it at the 24, also considering that Fort Morgan is thin in other positions and inexperienced. Angel Lopez will be their best receiver, flanked out to the left, along with Frankie Urias. And the setback is Samson Ortega out of the pistol formation for the 24. And already movement on the right side of the offensive line. That was the right tackle who moved for the Mustangs, and Anthony Cibrian. And right off the opening whistle, and you're going to expect that in game one, Brian.
Yeah, this is kind of a getting used to each other and getting used to the cadence, although they've been practicing, but this is where you're going to make some of the mistakes early.
Yeah, and actually they're calling the defender for stepping across the line.
And I didn't even see that.
Yeah, maybe he lined off.
He must have.
Offside, but usually they whistle that right away. So
the Mustangs coached by Ty Davies, the assistants Jacob Lund, Drew Davies, Gary Davies, Jim Kreckemeyer, Josh Langford, TJ Schneider, Jacob Norris, Devin Gherkin, and Corey McDaniel. Tony Valdez, the head coach of the Eagles. Chris Baruman, Isaiah Cartmel, Jordan Cruz, Sonny Apodaca. There's a snap handoff to Ortega, running along the right sideline across the 30, close to a first down, but shy of that as he gets to about the 32-yard line, maybe a gain of just about 3 before the hit was made by Sam Kirkland, the junior. Second down, and we'll call it 2 to go for the Mustangs at their own 32-yard line. Also assisting Valdez, besides Baruman, Cartmel, Cruz, and Sonny Apodaca, Ted Garcia, Theo Garcia, and Tom Baker. The Mustangs in their road whites, the yellow tops with the black numerals and white pants. Pistol formation for Pueblo East. Man in motion to the right is Urias. And there is a motion violation. That looked like somebody went across early for the Mustangs.
Yeah, in the backfield, there's one in motion and a second one. The second back started to move. And a lineman, too.
Well, it's called on the lineman. That time it was Christian Velasquez, because they actually now do call out the number. They've done that for the last several years at the high school level. Back at the 27, it'll be second down and 7 to go for Fort Morgan. Both teams have committed penalties in the early going, nearly 50 seconds in, 5-0 into this game. The Mustangs lining up on the right hash mark. First 3 games are on the road. They'll be in Brush next week against the Bee Diggers, and then 2 weeks from today against defending state runner-up Lutheran. Up to the line of scrimmage. Second down and 7 from the pistol. Back to throw is Marquez. Chucks it to his left. It's complete, and a first down. A nice catch there by Frankie Urias at the 35. It's a gain of 8 before the hit was made, and a picture-perfect throw from J.J. Marquez.
Yeah, that was right on target, and gave him a chance to turn around a little bit before he got hit.
And it was a good form tackle. But J.J., I think you mentioned, Kevin, that of all the returning quarterbacks,
J.J. has
the most yards.
Yep, had the highest yardage in 3A.
First down and 10 for the Mustangs. Left hash mark at their own 35-yard line. Lopez is the receiver to the left. And they split out Frankie to the right. One setback. Marquez turns, hands it off. That's Samson Ortega cutting it back to the middle across the 35 towards the 39, just lowering his shoulder before the hit was made. And Ortega lost the helmet, so he's got to come off the field. Angel Garcia made the hit. We'll give him 4 yards. Second down and a long 6. Shy of the 39-yard line. And, Brian, this is what they want to do, shorten the game.
Yep.
Short passing and run the ball.
Yeah, ball control, that's what you want. That's what Fort Morgan has done forever. You just got to be able to get that offensive line, and they've got a good senior offensive line this year that hopefully that'll continue.
I did notice that they've got a lot of experience. Now they just have to execute along the line, and now a timeout is called by Fort Morgan. Again, that's no surprise early on in the season when you might have some confusion, and for some reason the clock is still ticking. They called timeout about 5 seconds earlier, but nonetheless,
first game jitters.
Without a doubt. Equitable Savings and Loan. Borrow your money and do your banking with people you know and people who know you. Stop by one of their 10 locations across the plains or visit equitable-savings.com.
That's another way to shorten the game, too, is have it run during the timeouts.
Exactly.
Although usually they make the same mistake and they don't start it when it's supposed to be. So.
All right, neither one of you is going to get this unless you cheat, because we're in the shade. What is the listed temperature right now in Pueblo? Brian?
88 degrees.
Kevin?
87.
94.
Ooh,
94.
not feeling that.
And it's probably across the way where the fans on the home side are in the heat of the sun.
Yeah, I'm going to start sweating now that you told me that.
I know. Oh, we've got a nice breeze, and we've got the shadow. We've got the covering on the visiting side. Yeah, the home side is what's got... Man, all that sun. Second down and 6 to go from the 39. 9:24 to go in the opening quarter. This is the opening possession of the game. 2 receivers now split out to the right. Nobody to the left. Lopez and Urias. The lone setback once again is senior Samson Ortega. Awaiting the snap. Marquez is going to roll out to his right. Hits as he throws, and it's complete at the 49. A throw and a catch made by Lopez at the 48. It's a gain of 17 and a first down, and Marquez took a shot as it was throwing off his back foot, but still made a picture-perfect throw. Angel Garcia was right in there on Marquez, but again, it was a perfect delivery by JJ to Lopez.
Yeah, he got rolled out on that one and gave himself time to be able to find Lopez downfield.
I mean, that's an impressive throw at any level.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's a tough throw. I mean, he was getting drilled right in the middle of his body, that midsection. First down and 10 for Fort Morgan at the 47 of Pueblo East. Marquez, there's a busted play. He's going to take off with the football and run out of bounds at the 44. I think Ortega was supposed to get the handoff, but then he ran right by JJ, but JJ still had some daylight to be able to gain. They're going to give him 4 yards to the 43. That's an indication, Kevin, how well the offensive line did on that play, because that didn't look like it was by design whatsoever.
Right. And I think we're going to need to see him run more this year. And I think he's beefed up a little bit. And I'm sure he's been in the weight room. And
oh, yeah, he's definitely much bigger and stronger than he was 2 years ago and even last year. Second down and 6 to go for the Mustangs at the 43. Thanks for joining us on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network for the opener of the season. Again from the pistol. JJ will hand it off to Ortega right up the gut, and he scoots to the 41 as he tried to stutter step a defender, but they're going to drive him back a yard, so they give him forward momentum only to the 42. 3rd and 5, 3 carries for 8 yards for Samson Ortega as the Mustangs have held the ball over 3.5 minutes on this opening drive and have picked up a couple of first downs, and both on pass plays.
Yeah, I thought Samson might get a little bit more. That opened up initially, and then that linebacker brought him down after that 1 yard gain.
On 3rd down and 5 to go for the 42. This could be 4-down territory. They're coming in a blitz. Mark has to throw, rolls out to his right. He's got to get rid of the football, and he's going to be taken out of bounds. Nearly a late hit. He's going to take a loss. That'll go as a sack at the 46. And that's going to be a punting situation, a loss. Wow. Somehow he got to the 44, but I think they gave him a couple of yards. A loss of 2. 4th down and 7, and Fort Morgan will have to punt.
Yeah, the officials kind of conferred on that. The defender kind of dropped his helmet into the back of Marquez's helmet as he went out of bounds, but they didn't think it was egregious enough to penalize him.
Paki Amaro back deep to receive. Oh, somebody nearly came across for Pueblo East. And there's a left-footed punt by Urias. It'll bounce at the 16-yard line, take a forward roll to the 14, a Mustang roll. And the punt goes for 33 yards. Not good field position for Pueblo East with 7:46 to go. In the opening quarter, no score. Pueblo East with their initial possession. And watch out for their quarterback, Justin Robles. Let's see if he is the guy. That's what I was told, but I don't see the matching uniform number there.
No, looks like a 19, and I don't know who that is.
1st and 10 for their 14. Mustangs coming in a blitz, and stutter stepping, running to his left, and the ball is loose, and the quarterback trying to fall on it does at the 7 or 8. A loss of 6 yards. Well, we'll listen for the PA announcer and to see who that is, unless Robles changed numbers, which is a possibility.
I think that's who they announced, but I'm not sure.
2nd down and 16 to go for the 8-yard line. The Mustangs with all types of pressure. Naked backfield. 1-step drop. Throw out to the right. It's caught underneath on that screen, but it's going to be a wide receiver screen. A short gain to the 12. Isaiah Trujillo made the catch. It's a gain of about 4. Jaden Carrera, the junior, made the tackle. 3rd down and 11, we'll call it. For Pueblo East, man in motion. Here's going to be a reverse. Amaro running to his right, all types of room. A 1st down across the right sideline to the 40. He's got a couple of Mustangs to beat at the Fort Morgan 40, out of bounds and knocked out of bounds across the 35. The Mustangs bid on the reverse. There is a flag down back at the 46-yard line. That still might give him a 1st down.
Yeah, I think there was a block in the back. I saw number 65 for Fort Morgan get up off the ground out about there. I think he got illegal block on Pueblo East.
It's going to go for 56 yards either way, and then the penalty. Well, no, it's not going to go either way, because if they walk it off from the penalty flag, and where that's marked at the 46-yard line of Pueblo East, that'll give him a 32-yard gain. That's exactly what it was, but it should be a 1st down.
And the coaches have got to be frustrated, because that was a good 20 yards away from the play and had no impact in it.
Once again, a gain of 32 then from where they mark off the penalty, but it will be a 1st down for the Pueblo East Eagles. They should have it at the 31 on their own side of the football field.
That Amaro, as a ball player, he had a lot of all-purpose yards last year. I think he was their leading all-purpose yardage.
Well, he's 5'6", 135, so this guy sprints without anybody touching him because he just runs right by him. Trips to the left, 1 receiver to the right, 1 setback on 1st and 10, and a Mustang jumped in the middle. And Fort Morgan's got to be more disciplined. That's the nose tackle.
Of all the people that should be watching the ball, right?
Yeah, right on top of it.
And that's a 55. We don't have that number either. Well, they got to clean up these rosters. Unless Brian hasn't adjusted one. 2nd down and 5 to go.
55? Nope.
Yeah. No, we don't have that one. 2nd down and 5 for the 36. Back to throw is Robles. Deep in the pocket. Heaves it up the right sideline. It's going to be incomplete. At the 20-yard line. Defending the play was Carrera.
That would have had to be a perfect ball to drop that one in, because there's pretty good coverage back there.
Isaiah Trujillo was the intended receiver. Strong arm by this quarterback. That's a good play call on 1st down and 5. Now 2nd down and 5. 6:46 to go, 1st quarter. No score, Fort Morgan and Pueblo East. Colorado Prep scoreboard show with Kevin Schaefer at 9:30. There's the give up the middle, and there's a nice hole across the 40 to the 41. Should be a 1st down and a gain of 5.
Yeah, they gave it to him.
I don't know the last name. His first name is Justice. I think it's Thielen. Yeah, they did not do a good job with finalizing their rosters. 1st and 10 at the 46. A couple of Mustangs in on the play. Even Fort Morgan has to clean up some of the roster that we saw online, unless they changed it today. Amaro's in motion to the left. He nearly went forward. I thought he did go forward.
He did.
Yeah, he took off. All he had to do was wait a split second. So that should be 1st and 15. We've had a lot of penalties, even pre-snap penalties, as we saw right there.
Yep.
Yeah, and that's so unnecessary because he's out there by himself. Just wait until the ball is snapped, unless he was doing a silent count and was just guessing because he couldn't see the play. So it's back at the 36-yard line, nearly midway through the opening quarter. Mustangs had a couple of first downs on their initial possession.
What was the name of that quarterback?
Robles.
And there's the give on the right side, and a big hole across the 45 to the 46. That's Freeman, that's his name, Justice Freeman. And they're right up to the line of scrimmage. That's a gain of 11 yards. Give Freeman behind his right guard. First down across the 50 to the 48. It's a gain of 5. So for Freeman, 3 carries for 21 yards.
Boy, they're just punching us in the nose, aren't they? Coming right at us and having success. That's not promising.
But it was a 3rd and long when they picked up that first down, and now they've gained the momentum. From the 48 of Fort Morgan, a drive that started at their own 14-yard line. There's the quarterback keeper off the fake end around.
Number 19, Lewis on the carry.
Lewis?
Okay, Lewis is the quarterback's name.
Tackle made by number 54, Dominic Vasquez.
Vasquez made the hit. It's a gain of 3.
Yeah,
Near the 45.
Lewis is a sophomore. They did update it on Max Preps now.
Dolphka Lewis, 2nd down and 7 for the 45. All right, well, that's good to know because they didn't have that as of yesterday. At the 45-yard line of Fort Morgan, looks like a modified pistol. There's play action, rolling out to his right, pressure coming, and breaking a tackle, and his second tackle is Lewis, but then 3 Mustangs come in and drive him back at the 43 for a gain of 2. Plenty of penetration. The first Mustang around the football was Noah Aguirre, and he's the one who always creates havoc.
Imagine that, huh?
Yep. 3rd down and 5 to go, but the Mustangs now have got a big play to make defensively. On 3rd and 5. There's the snap, back to throw, pumping, looking, lobbing it up the left side. It's going to be caught at the 15 to the 10, towards the pylon, spinning, and down at the 1. A gain of 42. Angel Lopez made the saving tackle. Chaz Leba made the catch, and he was wide open. 1st and goal for Pueblo East. Just shy of the 1-yard line. Let's see if they give it to Freeman. No, it's a quarterback keeper, and hit, and then rolling into the end zone is Lewis. He was held up, but nobody could bring him down. Dolphka Lewis scores, and with 4:02 to go in the opening quarter, it's a 6-0 lead for Pueblo East, and that was an 86-yard drive.
Yep. Took them 11 plays to get down there.
Had to overcome some obstacles, but their passing games for sure.
Let's see your roster there. The extra point to be attempted. And no, they're going to fake out of it and throwing it into the end zone and caught for the 2-point conversion. Isaiah Garcia threw that pass to Sam Kirkland. Dylan Cooper was the kicker.
It was a bad snap. That's why they had to roll into the 2-pointer.
I tell you what, it looked like it was by design because the receiver was out there.
It looked like it, but I know it was a bad snap because he rolled it back to him. So
just like that, the score is 8-0. Wow.
Now it's time to respond. We had a decent drive going and kind of faltered there. So let's hope we can get something going and not do a 3 and out. That would be pretty disastrous at this point.
Yeah, you got to get it back and have some ball control, get some movement.
Yeah, you don't want the defense out there too quickly after this 86-yard drive and 11 plays. that consumed over 4 minutes. And the Mustangs in an early 8-0 hole. Again, they've won their last 2 trips to Pueblo, state championship game against Meade in 2021, and a high-scoring affair, 42-35 over Pueblo County in 2022.
Number 17,
Dylan Cooper to kick it off. Frank Urias back deep to receive. He booms that football. Frank to his right, fields it at the 3. Straight ahead to the 10, back to his left to the 15. He's got a seam to the 20, and he's not going to get out of another hit down at the 24, maybe the 25. A return of 22 yards. Down there on special teams. A couple of Eagles to make the hit. And let's see what the Mustangs do on their second possession of this game. Again, they did pick up 2 first downs, and both were on passing plays. It's the running game that Fort Morgan has got to shore up to be consistent.
Yeah, so far the offensive and defensive line of Fort Morgan is not getting passing grades.
Out of the pistol, Marquez, play action, looking to throw, pressure coming, and the ball is stripped away. It's loose, but I think Marquez, did he fall on it? Marquez fell on it.
Yep.
Man, the guy was right in front of him. I thought he'd be able to step up, and he stepped up too late. He takes a sack.
And the kid reached out and took it, knocked it out of his hand when he went by.
A loss of 8 back to the 17-yard line. JJ should have stepped up there because the player was right in front of him. You step up there, and he could have done that same swat and would have missed him.
Yeah, it's one of those situations where they don't have to respect the run, so they can let their pass rushers go and throw a blitz in here and there, and it's going to be a long night.
On second down and 17 to go from the 17. Marquez backside pressure, and he's going to be taken down at the 5-yard line. Oh, man, that was a tremendous play. They're going to say that I don't think he lost the ball prior to that. It's a loss of close to 12. And now it's 3rd and 30, second consecutive sack by Pueblo East, and there were a couple of Eagles in on the play.
Yeah, they're going to have to get that one. Their offensive line coach, they're going to have to get that straightened out, get in protection, either keep somebody in on that or something to try to give him more protection.
Isaiah Garcia is the first one in on the hit. You're almost better doing a quick kick right now. I mean, they're not going to do it on 3rd and 30. But I think at this point, just hand it off unless you're going to chuck it. 2 receivers split each side. Marquez will hand it off to Ortega, right up the gut, a gain of 4 to the 9. They'll give him the extra half yard to the 10. 4th and 25 for Samson Ortega. 4 carries for 13 yards. And Frankie to punt, as Bruno Rowell was the first of 2 Eagles in on the tackle. Max protect for Frankie. They're going to come with heavy pressure. Perfect snap. Gets it off. It's a fluttering short punt towards the Mustangs sideline across the 35 to the 40, now down at the 42. A kick of 32 yards, and Pueblo East is in excellent field position. And Kevin, you said moments ago that this could be a long night. Mustangs are going to have to make a play defensively.
Right. I watching that punt land and bounce towards Pueblo East end, but that was the best play we've put together so far. Well, he had the one throw.
1st and 10 from the 42. I think that popcorn might have got to your throat there.
Right.
That's probably why I don't eat popcorn before the game. I don't have that type of talent. Amaro's in motion to the right. Directs, nope, this is going to be the quarterback keeper off to his right to the 40-yard line, a stiff arm, and he's down by Austin Hall along the sideline at the 38, a gain of 4. Man, that's a good ball fake there by Lewis, Brian. I thought that was a give to the running back.
Yeah, I think most of the Mustangs did too, but Austin Hall read it, and he did get about 5 yards, but he prevented any further damage.
And there was movement by the left tackle of the Pueblo East Eagles. Again, pre-snap penalties, and that's another one. So that's going to take him back 5 yards. And let's see who that's. No, that guy we don't have on this roster. Second down and 11 to go for the Mustang 43. Back to throw Lewis. Throws to his left, caught underneath by Amaro, slips out of a tackle, then he's drilled by Lopez at the 38, a gain of about 5. Third down and 6 to go. Yeah, it's almost like it's a little bit like a running play, Kevin, just throw it short.
Mm-hmm.
Third down from the 38-yard line. Again, 6 to go. Rolling out to his right is Lewis. He's got time, throws on the run, and it's nearly picked off at the 28-yard line. That's an excellent defensive play.
Utility Bucanera.
Yep. He had a pickoff, I believe, last year against Lutheran in the final game of the season. Fourth down. And 6 to go. The game, believe it or not, in the first quarter can swing right here.
Yep, I agree.
You make a play, you've got good field position. They'll go for it. On 4th and 6 for the Mustang 38. Now let's see if they let the play clock run down and maybe call a timeout. 20 seconds to go in the opening quarter. Pueblo East 8, Fort Morgan nothing. Trips to the left. One receiver out to the right, one setback. Amaro's in motion to the right. Lewis awaits the snap, has the football. Here's a reverse, running to his right with all types of running room to the 30-yard line and across the 30 to the 27 before the hit is made for a gain of 11 as M.J. Delgado. And again, they rely on trickery for the second time in this game to pick up a first down as the drive continues for Pueblo East.
Yeah, I guess when you have speed, you might as well let it use it out a little bit.
But that's where that defensive end, though, has got to stay home. You can't get sucked in. You've got to get out there, and you've got to keep that sealed off so he can't get outside.
We played one quarter here from Dutch Clark Stadium in Pueblo between the Mustangs and the Pueblo East Eagles. We'll keep it right here for now, as Pueblo East leads by a score of 8-0 on Morgan County's B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. And on the first play of the second quarter, getting loose is Lewis along the left sideline, and he's down at the 1, or did he get into the end zone? Touchdown. It looked like a busted play at the beginning. On that first down from the 27, he wiggled his way out of a couple of tackles. The Mustang should have had him at the line of scrimmage, scooted back to his left and found a seam. And just inside the left pylon on the opening play of the second quarter, he scores for the second time in the game, does Dolphka Lewis. Pueblo East leads 14-0, and here is Dylan Cooper with the extra point. The Mustangs were there to make the play but couldn't do so. And the extra point is up, and it is off to the right. Well, so they needed that 2-point conversion. And again, they played with a short field, only a 42-yard drive after the 86-yarder on their opening possession. And 14-0 Pueblo East. And Brian, I think you hit the nail on the head. They're going to have to establish something on the ground. If not, this is going to be a long game for the Mustangs. And we don't want to be looking at a running clock situation. Too early to say that, but the defense has certainly missed some tackles here.
Yeah, they right there was an example of it. He got out of 2 of them right there that should have brought him down, and he just escaped and went the rest of the way in for the touchdown. But, like we've been saying, they've got to get maybe a draw play or something to get something going for the run.
A draw or a screen,
because
something to take advantage of
right.
Those guys rushing so quickly.
Slow them down a little bit.
Dylan Cooper will kick it off for Pueblo East. A 1-yard and a 27-yard scoring run, both by the quarterback, sophomore Dolphka Lewis. He's only 2 yards behind the football, but he's got a strong leg. Although that one's high and short, and Urias is going to field it at the 18 with a running start there, and he's across the 35 to the 38. Nice play by the sophomore, Frankie Urias. A return of 20 yards. That's the best starting field position the Mustangs have had let's see if they can capitalize and cut this deficit in half.
He's had a couple of pretty good returns. He had that 22-yarder down here at the north end, whichever end we're at.
First down and 10 at the 38. 17 seconds into the second quarter. Pueblo East with a 14-0 lead. Mustangs brought a nice crowd on this long trip from Fort Morgan to Pueblo. From the pistol, same formation as the previous possessions. High snap, there's the give. A counter across the 40 to the 41. That could be Ben Fritzler, who just stepped into the game. Let's see. Yeah, that looks like Fritzler, a gain of 3. Although the public address announcer said that it went to Trujillo. That's 13 on the other side. Second down and 7 to go. He was lined up on that right slot. Now, Fort Morgan will take their time in between plays. That will also shorten the game and keep their defense off the field, although some go both sides. Marquez awaits a snap. Offense realigns. Fritzler now on that left inside slot. Second down and 7. Perfect snap. Handoff. Ortega left side, a gain of a couple to the 43. Tackle was made by Logan Trujillo, a sophomore. They got a young team in certain spots. Third down and 5 to go. Only 15 yards on 5 carries for Samson Ortega.
Yeah, they got offensive line has got to control that line of scrimmage a little bit better than that to get some yardage.
He doesn't need 10 yards, just maybe 4 or 5, but he only got 2 there. Third and 5. Marquez to throw. Looks to his right. Wide open. Caught. First down, Lopez. A stiff arm to the 45. And he's taken down right there. A perfect delivery by J.J. Marquez. It's a gain of 11.
And that's a good plan to go with a shorter drop and shorter patterns and try and throw underneath, so he doesn't have to sit back there and get, let their rush get to him.
2 catches for 29 yards for Angel Lopez, their most reliable receiver going into this season because of all the experience coming back from his junior year. At the 46 of Pueblo East. Fritzler realigns to the right. Marquez play action. No, he's going to hand it off to Ortega, but maybe play action would have been better. He's got a yard to the 45. He had nowhere to go. Jitterbugging to his left. Logan Trujillo getting up off the bottom of the pile. Second down and 9 to go for the Mustangs with 9:22 to go. Second quarter, Pueblo East leads 14-0.
Yeah, they got to do something to slow down. Their Pueblo East is bringing everybody up to the line of scrimmage, and Fort Morgan can't account for everybody.
Well, Marquez is 3 for 3 for 37 yards, but they don't want to rely on the passing game because then it becomes predictable. On 2nd and 9, Marquez with a short drop, looking pressure. He's sacked. That's on JJ. He needed to get rid of that football. He held the football way, way too long back at the 46.
But he had no like relief care patterns, where you have a check down pattern, someone short. They had 4 guys going deep. They needed one of those guys to cut across the middle. It would have been wide open.
Yeah, but I would just throw it into the ground or somewhere.
Oh, yeah. He needed to get rid of it. I agree with you.
It's a loss of 6 to the 49. Third sack already. Elijah Contreras was the sack man there for Pueblo East.
See, and now you have to throw it long because you got to go 15 yards where you would have picked up 10.
From the pistol, Marquez to throw. Screen over the middle. It's going to be caught or dropped by Lopez, but it wasn't.
Made no difference.
It was a tough throw anyway. JJ getting all types of pressure on that wide receiver screen. 4th down and 15. First incompletion for JJ Marquez, but again, they picked up 3 first downs all on pass plays.
Right.
Frankie to punt, but watch out for Paki Amato. This guy can take it to the house. He's got a Devin Hester look to him. Let's see if Frankie kicks it out of bounds. You don't want to kick it to this guy. And he's kicking it towards the middle. Fielded at the 19. Amato stutter steps. Reverses his field to the 25. Daylight to the 30, but there's a flag down. It's all going to come back. There was a block in the back. He's going to go 81 yards, but that is coming way back. Celebrate all you want. That's coming back, baby. No touchdown for Pueblo East, and even the PA announcer did not see the flag, and that was thrown early. Not even close. But again, I think it's a lesson. Don't kick it to this kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he changed directions. He reversed directions. Then they ended up with a block in the back.
I was having flashbacks to Dusty Quick. He would run to one side, almost get all the way to the end zone, and then reverse back. And he was fast enough that he'd get to the outside and and beat everybody back down the field. That was a good play on. Is it Pokies?
Yeah,
Pocky.
Pocky Amato. Now, before today, I've never heard of somebody named Pocky, but that's because it doesn't look like it'd be Pokey, P-O-C-K-Y.
Right.
And he's got a lot of speed, without a doubt, but you can't kick it to him.
It was a blindside block. It was a personal foul.
So they'll be inside the 10-yard line, or at the 10 at the very least. However, on their first drive, Brian, they went 86 yards, so this is not going to phase them at all.
Oh, no. No, they're doing about what they want tonight.
We'll have mental health segments during halftime. Ben Black has put those together for this season for the Eastern Plains Sports Network on sports and mental health. He's done a very nice series on that, and even outside the world of sports, it's something he's been dedicated to for several years. So those will be our new features at halftime of sports on the Eastern Plains Sports Network, especially during halftime of these games. 1st and 10 at their own 10-yard line. 7:51 to go, second quarter. Pueblo East 14, Fort Morgan nothing. Under center, there's the inside handoff, and Stutter stepping to his right across the 15 to the 16. That's Freeman for a gain of 6 and pushed out of bounds by Austin Hall, but still 6 yards, way too many, Kevin.
Yep, and as Brian was talking about, the defensive end's got to hold his contain. He did hold his contain, and then when he thought it was bottled up inside, he went around the outside of the tackler right as the guy popped outside and lost contain. And that's where that play failed on defense.
4 carries for 27 yards so far for Justice Freeman. From the 16-yard line, again under center is the quarterback. This is a fresh quarterback. Handoff left side. Freeman first down along the left sideline to the 30. Back towards the middle to the 45. And he's still on his feet, breaking tackles to midfield. And that's a gain of 34 yards. No, I think, is that a new QB in there? Or is he still in there?
It's number 11.
Okay.
Deion Allsworth, if it's the right number.
Yep.
A set of keys was found in the ladies' bathroom on the East High School side.
34 yards, make it 35 to the 49 and a first down, so that is Allsworth. And now he is in a shotgun formation, running back to his right. Got the snap. There's the quarterback keeper to his right, and he's got nowhere to go, all types of penetration, and the Mustangs throw him for a loss at the 48-yard line. Cristobal Rubio made a big, big hit. 2nd down and 12. They keep repositioning the football, sometimes not in Fort Morgan's favor. But Allsworth took a big hit from Rubio. 2nd down and 12 yards to go at their own 49. A 2-touchdown lead for the Eagles. There's the snap. Rolling out to his left as Allsworth throws underneath. It's caught, but a short gain to the 45.
That's complete to number 4, Chaz
A gain of 6, and the Mustangs have a significant injury out there. There's a significant injury because they were calling for the training staff. Hopefully that's just a twist or something. Catch was made by Chaz Leba, who caught the 42-yarder.
They're calling for the ambulance already.
Oh, boy.
So his leg must be bent weird or something.
Oh, boy. Let's see if we can spot that player. You've got to be kidding me. Isaiah Ortiz was hurt during a baseball game in early July, broke his leg. He's out for the season. He was going to play on both sides of the ball. And, you have to be kidding me. God bless whoever that is out there. The first game of the season. You would hope it's a simple cramp. But if they're calling for the ambulance, we're not even.
They're already asking the other ambulance driver to go get the bus. So
let's take a break with a score. Pueblo East 14, Fort Morgan nothing. 6 minutes to go, second quarter on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. I'm John Beltran with Brian Nickel and Kevin Rohde. The Mustangs have sustained a severe injury on a second down throw. We don't know who the player is for the Mustangs at the 45-yard line of Fort Morgan. Pueblo East with 5:59 to go in the second quarter leads the game 14-0. 1 yard and 27-yard touchdown runs by sophomore quarterback Dofka Lewis, but you might be able to hear in the background the ambulance is approaching Dutch Clark Stadium. And this is obviously the worst thing when something like this happens, and just thoughts and prayers with the injured Mustang athlete. And we are not even going to venture a guess. We'd have to do it through a process of elimination, but as soon as the play ended, there were two Mustangs that were immediately calling for the training staff to come out. They knew it was serious, Brian.
Yeah, it's not good. He's being treated out there now, waiting for the other ambulance to show up, but they're out there attending to him now. So, but everything else is secondary to this right now. So,
and again, we would have to start looking at the Mustang sideline and almost guess who that is out there just based on a number that we don't see on the sidelines. But I don't know who that would be at this point. And without that knowledge, again, we're not even going to speculate until we are given confirmation as to who the injured Mustang is in a 14-0 second quarter lead for Pueblo East. They've scored on their two possessions. This is number 3. They'll face a 3rd and 6 at the Mustang 45 when play resumes. The stretcher's been out there for several minutes. They're just trying to stabilize the injured limb. And yeah, it's got to be, it's a lower body injury. I think that's what it appears to be, a lower body injury. And when you get twisted up like that, and this is a natural turf they're playing on at Dutch Clark, and I don't know if that has any effect, but there's so many injuries that occur when a cleat gets stuck on the playing surface.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And so it could be a non-contact injury. And those non-contact injuries are as brutal and sometimes more brutal than contact injuries, especially if it's an unnatural twist.
And I thought some districts or even college teams were getting away from the artificial turf because of injuries and going back to natural grass. But
yeah,
but this is a brand new field they put in here, so this field isn't going anywhere for a long time.
Yeah, there's too much money invested in it.
And if it's new, it's probably the latest technology, or at least that a high school can afford.
Yeah.
Yeah, the pros are going to put top of the line technology into it. Colleges.
We'll be back with you coming up a week from today in Brush when the Mustangs take on the Bee Diggers for a 7 o'clock kickoff. And I hope this is the final injury of this game. There's going to be others later on this season because that's just the nature of playing football. It is a very, very unforgiving sport. And already, again, Isaiah Ortiz got hurt in early July playing baseball. And now here in late August, another Mustang has gone down, but we don't know who it is. And again, the process of elimination is what we'd have to go through, but hopefully we'll just get word on who that is. I think we were saying off air that it could be the brother of a Fort Morgan manager. She's out there with Jacob Lund, one of the assistant coaches. Now, we heard the ambulance, but I don't know. The ambulance is parked near that one end zone. And I guess just waiting for clearance until the injured player has had his injury stabilized. In the meantime, we'll take another break. Midway through quarter number 2. Pueblo East 14, Fort Morgan nothing. This is the Eastern Plains Sports Network. John Beltran with Brian Nickel and Kevin Rohde from Dutch Clark Stadium. The injured player for the Mustangs still on the ground, but he's about to be assisted onto the gurney, it looks like. Or onto a full-fledged stretcher. We've had about a 15-minute stoppage, just a devastating injury. And we will find out at some point, hopefully by no later than halftime, with 5:59 to go in the second quarter, who the injured Mustang is, with Pueblo East up 14-0. But it clearly is, I think Brian or Kevin was pointing off air, the brother of a team manager, because she was walking out there with Coach Blunn. And I'm sure somebody in the stands, at least closer to the fence, we're near the very top, knows who that player is, but that's not important now. Just prayers for the injured player, and may God bless him and a quick recovery at that. The helmet was off, so it was not a neck injury. It was, we believe, a lower body injury to the left leg. I thought I saw a left leg.
Yeah, because it looked like when he was laying there, his right leg was propped up.
That's correct.
And his left leg was still prone, so.
Might be somebody in the defensive backfield. I'm just trying to judge by his size, but and we're across the way, so we will not be able to see.
Trying to see if I can get it.
The uniform number being wheeled off the field. Okay, well, play will resume. Yeah, that is just a tremendous. Yeah, they'll warm up for another 3 minutes. They'll warm up for another 3 minutes. Now Samson Ortega is over there along with Cooper Chisholm, just consoling the injured player. Was being wheeled off the field and unfortunately headed to the hospital. But this is almost like we're starting the third quarter in a way, because there's the 3 minute break, so these players don't go all stiff at this point. A 1-yard touchdown run by Dolphka Lewis, the quarterback for Pueblo East. Then he took off from 27 yards on what looked like a play the Mustangs had at the line of scrimmage. Broke out of it and sprinted in up the left sideline to make it 14-0. It was 8-0 because they botched the snap on the extra point after the first touchdown, but had a 2-point conversion pass, and then the extra point was missed by Cooper after the second touchdown. Fort Morgan's got to figure out a way now, Kevin, not to rebound physically, to rebound mentally.
Absolutely. You know, they came out, we talked about them doing a little psych job to get themselves psyched up before the game. Now, that was new. You know, saw some of that air get let out of the balloon when we didn't finish that first drive. And then when they marched down 86 yards or 84 yards and scored, a little bit more went out. You know, that last offensive drive, we were getting a little bit of our mojo back.
Yep.
And then defensively, we had them in some long yardage, and we've kind of let them out of that. And now the injury, it is going to be tough mentally for these young men to get back out there and play full speed.
Well, and they're on defense, so that's the tougher thing. They're playing on the defensive end right now, a third down and about, I believe, 5 or 6 to go. Yeah, 3rd and 6 to go. And they're on Fort Morgan's side of the field, so it's not the best situation for the Mustangs. And I think they have to come up with a turnover I mean, to stop them
Yeah.
straight up appears almost not impossible. Nothing's impossible, but improbable. And if they don't come up with a turnover, we're looking at a 3-touchdown lead in the next few minutes because there's so much speed at the outside with Paki Amaro, MJ Delgado, who had that big carry on that end around. And then, of course, the quarterback, Dolphka Lewis.
And those big plays get your defenders starting to play on their heels instead of playing forward and up on their toes. And then it's like Katie bar the door.
Well, and you've got to play assignment football. I think you mentioned that. They overplayed on that 3rd and long when Amaro went for 56 yards, but it ended up being about a 32-yard game because of the penalty. All right, the Mustangs are back out into the field defensively. 3rd down and 6 for Pueblo East at the Fort Morgan 45-yard line, midway through quarter number 2. Freeman is the running back behind Allsworth, the second quarterback used by Pueblo East. I don't know if it's me, but it looks almost dim on that field because the lights are all spread out.
Yeah.
There's only 4 light posts in the corner.
Especially out in the center.
Especially out in the center, exactly. 3rd down and 6 under center Allsworth. Play action. Back to throw. Plenty of protection. Deep over the middle. The pass is caught at the 15 to the 10. Left sideline touchdown.
Touchdown!
45 yards to Isaiah Trujillo. A perfect throw. And Pueblo East leads 20 to nothing.
Yeah,
And that was too easy.
Yes, too easy. That's what I was going to say.
Couldn't get pressure on him, and he was wide open on that cut across there.
And that's why you want to establish that running game, because they have to respect that play action fake run, and then gives you more time to pass and gives your receivers a better chance of getting open downfield.
And the extra point is right in between the uprights. The first play after the injury on the Mustangs side results in a 45-yard touchdown pass from Dolphka Lewis, or check that, from Allsworth to Trujillo, Isaiah Trujillo, a 45-yarder. And let me tell you, that pattern was well run, and the Mustangs only had 1 defender back there. And you play that one-on-one football, that's very dangerous, especially in ideal weather. It's not like we have heavy wind or it's cold. It's perfect weather conditions to throw the football tonight. And the Mustangs are in a 3-touchdown hole. And Pueblo East receives the second half kickoff.
Yeah, they've got to get something going on this drive.
Dylan Cooper will kick it off. This is Morgan County's B106 KPRB Brush Fort Morgan. Just past the top of the hour, Colorado Prep scoreboard show at 9:30 with Kevin Schaefer, and that one is squibbed. Bounces to the 25, fielded at the 30 to the 33 is one of the up men. Momentum towards the 35. A return of 10. That is Samson Ortega. And Fort Morgan, again, has good field position. They're not necessarily a 3-and-out offense tonight, but if not for the passing game, they're not picking up a single first down.
Yeah, and it's going to be a long season if we can't get anything going on that offensive line.
Marquez, yep, 3 out of 4 for 37 yards.
Brings up first down, ball on the 35.
2 receivers out to the left, 2 to the right. Pistol formation, the lone setback is Ortega. Back to throw, Marquez looks to the left, throws to the left. It's broken up at the 40-yard line, thrown behind Angel Lopez, and broken up by Xavier Campoban. If he got rid of that earlier, that's a completion.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that defensive back was going to get there in time for a pick.
It was a chancy throw for sure.
2nd down and 10 to go from the 35. And again, this will not shorten the game. This will extend the game.
Yeah.
And the Mustangs have not been able to stop Pueblo East on those 3 possessions. 2nd down and 10 from the 35-yard line. 3 possessions, 3 touchdowns. And that time, Brian, that drive went for, 90 yards?
Yep.
There's the handoff to Ortega. He's got virtually nothing, a yard to the 36, and stacked up and swallowed up by the middle of that defensive line from Pueblo East. 7 carries for 17 yards unofficially for Samson Ortega. 3rd and 9.
Yeah, and they're only keeping 6 in the box. They have no respect for our run game, so they're dropping more. It's going to make it harder to pass.
On 3rd down and 9 to go for the 36. Marquez looking over to the sideline for play instructions. 2 receivers are split out each side. Play clock is running down. They're going to have to get this play off at some point, if not call a timeout. They already used 1 timeout in the opening quarter. 3rd and 9. Man in motion. Rolling right is Marquez. Still rolling along the sideline. He'll throw on the run. It's tipped up, deflected, incomplete. Nearly intercepted at the 47, intended for Lopez, who is near midfield. The Mustangs will have to punt. And after starting off 3 for 3, Marquez is now 0 for his last 3. And the worst part about that, they took up just 1 minute of play time.
Right.
Yep.
1 minute on the clock, and Frankie will punt again.
See, JJ did something they say you shouldn't do, is throw back to the middle of the field, and he threw back into the center of the field and just about had it picked off.
Frankie standing at his own 20-yard line. Snap a little bit low. He's got it. Left-footed punt. That's a gorgeous spiraling punt along the sideline. Bounces at the 25 and goes out of bounds. That was perfection for Frank Urias. A punt of nearly 40 yards with no return. Pueblo East with their 4th possession. Under 4.5 minutes to go in the second quarter. Up 21-0. By the way, this second quarter brought to you by Sydney Regional Medical Center. Don't let an injury keep you out of the game. Learn more about Sydney Regional Medical Center, SydneyRMC.com. Let's see if Allsworth remains in the game. They've used a couple of quarterbacks. We're not sure. Amaro's in motion to the left from the 25. There's the snap. And that's going to be a lateral to Amaro. Then he chucks it to Trujillo, and it's going to be broken up at the 43 by Jaden Carrera. Amaro underthrew Trujillo, and Carrera came back for the football, and he broke it up, and he knocked the ball away. 2nd down. Boy, but he was beat.
Yeah, any kind of decent pass would have scored on that play. And that's what that assignment football. You play your pass coverage. Someone else is supposed to tackle the guy out of the backfield.
Well, this will be a handoff more than likely. 2nd down and 10 for the 25. Looks like Freeman to the right of the quarterback. There's the snap. Handoff. Freeman breaks a tackle. 1st down. He barrels into a defender at the 35. It's a gain of 10. And if it's not, yeah, it's a 1st down. That was a predictable play call, and yet the Mustangs had trouble making the play, and Freeman has gone off. He's about 70 yards now on just 6 carries from the 35. Handoff, Freeman left side. That time the Mustangs are there to make the play for a gain of 2. Noah Aguirre
Mustang defensive line
was among the Mustangs to make the hit, along with Christian Velasquez. 2nd down and 8 to go. At their own 37, but Pueblo East is not wasting any time because they know the Mustangs will get tired if they continue to run this offense in this fashion. From the shotgun, rolling out to his right. That's Allsworth, still rolling. Pressure coming, throwing in the run. It's complete underneath the Trujillo, and he's down at about the 43. Tackle made by Carrera. They'll give him the 44, close to a 1st down. It's a gain of 7. That's a nice throw by the quarterback, Allsworth.
Yeah, a lot of the Fort Morgan defenders have their hands on their hips. They're gassed out there.
3rd and 1 from their own 44. They've got all 3 timeouts, but there's still plenty of time. 2:58 to go before halftime. From a shotgun, will this be a handoff? It will be to Freeman. Breaks a tackle and gets out of a 1st down. He should have been tackled 3 times. Still driving across the 45 to the 44. It's a gain of 12, and it should have been maybe no gain or a gain of 1 before the hit was made.
Yeah, we had 3 guys in the backfield tackling the quarterback 2 steps after he handed off the ball. And only 1 guy went for the running back, and he broke that tackle and, as you said, gained more.
Well, this is an issue of wrapping up now for the Mustangs. They're not wrapping up at all. On 1st and 10 for the Mustang 44. That's a new running back, and he spins out of a tackle to the 40-yard line. That's,
Number 44,
let's see,
Trujillo
yeah,
on the
Trujillo, who's been in on defense, Logan Trujillo. 2nd down and 6 to go, yeah. I mean,
That's the advantage of being up 21 to nothing, you know, in the first half, is you can start playing your second teamers and third teamers to give them, evaluate them on how they play in a game situation.
Well, he's a first teamer on defense, but you're right, on offense, he's got fresh legs. 2nd down and 6 from the gun. Allsworth, play action, looks to throw. Pressure coming, rolls out to his right. He throws along the sideline. That's going to be caught. Are you kidding me? Did he catch it? At the 12-yard line over the defender, Urias or Austin Hall. That's an amazing catch at 29, but ineligible man downfield. It's going to come back. That'll come back. They thought he was going to take off with the football, so that nullifies a 29-yard gain.
Yeah, and that was an example of how the rules have changed. He got away with a little bit of a push on the defender there to get some space.
Yeah.
And,
Austin Hall defended that very well,
yeah.
and MJ Delgado came down with the football, but it's coming back.
Yeah, I wasn't sure he came down with both feet, but it was still a great catch.
Well, you only need one.
Yeah.
True story.
But excellent play, but nonetheless, doesn't hurt the Mustangs. The clock continues to roll. Well, it's supposed to continue. They called for the clock rolling, but it's not moving at all. 2nd and 11 for the 45, and now we've got a whistle. That's got to be a pre-snap penalty. Let's see who that one's against. 21-0 Pueblo East. Ball start against the Eagles. That's the best defense for the Mustangs, is mistakes by the Eagles.
Right.
Hard mistakes by the Eagles. Now it's at midfield. That'll set up a 2nd down and 16 to go for Pueblo East. See, he's calling for the clock to roll. Now, I hate when they fall asleep in the booth. They are working this game, as are we. From the 50. And this is the other quarterback. That's Lewis. There's the pitch left across the 45, left side to the 41. Gain of 9. Aguirre makes the tackle, but that's another fresh running back.
Yeah, they've got a lot of speed on this Pueblo East team.
Yeah, that's Confoban. Picks up 9 yards. Man, these guys can scoot. No question. 3rd and 7 to go for the Mustang 41. Now the clock is an issue. Under 1 minute to go. Trips to the right. There's the snap. Rolling right. Throwing. Lewis nearly intercepted right into the hands of Carrera, but he was playing the defender, or the offender, I should say, that Trujillo, and the ball hit him square in the chest, and he dropped it. 4th down.
Timeout, Pueblo East.
There's no doubt that surprised Jaden Carrera.
Right.
Yeah. It hit him right in the, like you said, right in the chest. All he had to do was grab it, but he was looking at the defender, not the ball necessarily.
And he's got good hands. But again, he was trying to do his job there, and it was such a bad throw that he nearly picked it off. So it's 4th down and 7 to go for the 41. The Mustangs would have very good field position if they can make a play. But the question is, are they going to make the play? Because that has not happened when they've needed it defensively. It started off with that huge reverse run on a 3rd and long by Paki Amaro in the first quarter that set up their first touchdown. And then MJ Delgado had another.
So, coaching decision here. You know, you got 4th and 7. You've been able to probably average 5-6 yards of play. But if you don't make it, that does give them, you know, a chance for a fluke. I don't know. I think I'm with them. You got to go with it.
Trips to the right. 4th and 7 for the Mustang 41. Out of a shotgun is Lewis. Back to throw. He's got protection. Now steps out of pressure.
Wide open.
To his right. Throws it towards the sideline. Caught at the 15 by Delgado. A cut to the 10. Sideline to the 5. Dives for the pylon. And touchdown. Touchdown. 41 yards on a 4th and 7. Another touchdown pass, and Pueblo East leads 27-0.
And he was wide open. They lost him right from the start.
I'm not sure he was in bounds, but he caught it in bounds, but nonetheless, they gave him the touchdown.
I think he reached out and hit the pylon, and that's
He
all
did.
that counts. So.
Yeah, I thought maybe the foot was out before he did that.
Extra point for the East High Eagles, number 17, Dylan Cooper.
Dylan Cooper to attempt the extra point. The right-footed kicker. There's the snap. Kick is up, and that's right down the middle.
It's good.
38 seconds to go, second quarter. Pueblo East 28, Fort Morgan nothing. And again, it's those third and fourth down plays that are killing Fort Morgan. I mean, other plays have hurt them on previous or earlier downs. But I think that the Mustangs, I don't know if the word is intimidated, but they're certainly confused when it comes to defending these speedsters.
Yeah.
Delgado, Amaro, Campovan. They can't defend these guys the way they want to.
Yeah, well, you just can't make a cut and make a play when you're on your heels, and that's what they've got us. They've got us back on our heels, offensively and defensively both. And so, be interesting to be in the halftime room and hear what Coach has to say.
That one is squibbed, and it's loose. It's off a Mustang and going to his knees at the 33. Might have been Ortega. Nope. Let's see. Yeah, it was Samson Ortega. 36 seconds to go. Forget about scoring here. I just hand it off.
Yeah.
I mean, you're at your 34. You've only got 2 timeouts. You're down 28-0. Just cut your losses at this point.
Run a couple of plays and go figure out what you need to do.
Run just one play.
30-second clock.
Yeah. With 36, I think. Yeah, it might take 2, but I would just run one play. Forget about throwing at this point. 1st and 10 at the 34. Marquez will turn. He'll hand it off, and Ortega's hit in the backfield and slammed down for a loss of 2. That was a wrestling maneuver. And Ortega was. Justice Freeman threw him down.
They're not going to run a play.
Yeah, there's no need to.
Telling him not to. Don't worry about it.
No need to. Up to the line of scrimmage, but we're inside of 10 seconds to go, and that is the opening half. And a tough one for the Mustangs to open up
That's the end of the first half.
the 2024 season.
28, Mustang 0.
With the score, Pueblo East 28, Fort Morgan nothing. We'll go to our halftime break, and we'll come back later on for a first half recap on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. I'm John Beltran with Brian Nickel and Kevin Rohde. 28-0. We'll head to the third quarter. The Mustangs are being outgained 307 yards to 57. Marquez, 3 out of 6 passing for 37 yards. Lopez, 2 catches for 29. Urias, 1 for 8. And Samson Ortega, 8 carries for 15 yards. Ben Fritzer, 1 for 3. Marquez, 2 carries for 2 yards. And the numbers amongst the 2 quarterbacks are very impressive. Allsworth and Dofka Lewis for Pueblo East. They have thrown for nearly 140 yards, but even the running back Freeman has carried the ball 8 times in the game for 86 yards. Paki Amaro had that 32-yard reverse. And the Mustangs, quite frankly, they just, at this point, don't have an answer on either side, Kevin.
No, they don't, and it all starts with the line. It's been a problem for the last couple of years since the state championship team, which had great offensive and defensive line play, and they just can't get. The line of scrimmage. I used to always talk about how the line of scrimmage would, at the snap, would move 3 yards, in the opposite direction of our team, and that's what you have to do. And now it's like as soon as the ball snapped, our line's 3 yards back, and their running back gets 3 yards before he even gets to the line of scrimmage.
Thoughts and prayers with Jordan Perez. He was the Mustang injured, and I know his parents very well, so I'm Seong and Willow, so we are certainly praying for his recovery. We don't know the injury. He's a sophomore, but it looked like he went down awkwardly. We heard it could have been a shoulder, but it looked like a left leg injury. Now, I guess on a positive front, happy birthday today to Josh Langford, longtime defensive coordinator, not conducting those duties this year. And also, happy birthday to Drew Davies. So 2 assistants celebrating birthdays today. The Mustangs to kick it off. It's going to bounce at the 19-yard line, fielded by Amaro at the 15 to the 20. Runs to his left to the 25. Speed to burn on the outside to the 30. Now he's running out of room, reversing his field if he can, but he's down at the 31-yard line. And the Mustangs had to run hard to get him, but they were able to make the play. And it was Jeremiah Mills, a sophomore, the first man in on the hit. And that's a good sign, Brian, on special teams.
Yeah.
Just anything positive at this point.
Yeah, that's for sure. I was hoping he didn't reverse field and go the other way because all the Mustangs were coming right over here to stop him. So they finally did a good job gang tackling him, which seems to be the only way to stop him.
They've used 2 quarterbacks. This one is Lewis, first down and 10 at the 31-yard line. Trujillo's in motion to the right. He's got it on the end around to the outside of the 35, slips out of a tackle, and he's down at the 38-yard line. Why are they stopping the clock? He did not go out of bounds at the 40. He rolled. It's a gain of 9, and the reason I say that, I think you want this game to move along. I mean, you want some plays, but you want this game to move along, and he clearly was not out of bounds until he rolled out. It's a gain of 9. That just stops the clock because you don't want that Mustang defense out there for more than they have to. On 2nd down and 1, out of the shotgun. Lewis will keep it himself, run to his left, first down to the 45, back to the middle to the 45 of Fort Morgan. A gain of 15 yards for Dolphka Lewis, and they're just picking up where they left off of the first half.
Yeah, he just went around that left end. I mean, he just went on the...
Yeah, and the thing that when I was studying up the team, they sure are young. So they've got a couple good years ahead of them if they can get the speed and some consistency.
There's the give to Freeman, right side. He's got a solid gain to the 40, gain of 6. Yeah, they're just they're really just playing some basic football. That's all they're doing.
Yep, you just hand off, block.
Velasquez made the tackle, 2nd down and 4 to go for the Mustang 40. 28-0 Pueblo East in the opening minute plus of quarter number 3. From the shotgun, Lewis with the snap, with the give. First down right up the gut for Freeman. Across the 35 to the 33. That's a gain of 7 yards, and grabbing him around the ankles for the tackle is Dominic Vasquez. But again, way too much momentum down the field before the first contact was made.
Fort Morgan's playing with just 3 down linemen and 1 defensive end, like a 4-front, and
it's not working.
It's not working. They need to. I mean, you got to choose something you're going to stop. Stop the pass or stop the run.
And the pass out to the right, caught underneath, stutter stepping to Trujillo, knocked down at the 25, maybe the 24. Is there a flag down? I don't see one. It would be a gain of about 9, as apparently he was pushed out of bounds.
Now you got the first down.
No, they're going to say second and
one.
Yep. But they could call anything at this point.
Yeah, their playbook's open.
Yeah, wide open. There's the give. Freeman, first down to the 25 or 20, spinning and down at the 19. It's a gain of 5. Yeah, I'd be shocked if this didn't go to running clock. I mean, they're just dominating the game. Peyton Vickers made the hit. They're in the red zone again. The Mustangs have not stopped them. 5th possession, and they've scored in the first 4. And they're not wasting any time.
No, the Mustangs aren't slowing them down a bit.
From the gun at the 19. Fort Morgan coming on a blitz. This will be a quarterback draw to the 15-yard line, and then held up at the 10 for a gain of 9 is Dolphka Lewis. Man, Lewis has 2 touchdowns tonight. He's run for 54 yards on 8 carries with the ball resting at the 10-yard line. Yeah, we could go to a running clock in this quarter. We're nearly 3 minutes into the third. Lone setback. Lewis under center, handoff. Freeman left side. He drives to about the 5. First down. Noah Aguirre made the tackle.
Brings up first and goal.
Yeah, they're not going to do anything fancy. The ball's just shy of the 4. They've done it every way possible, excuse me. On the ground, through the air, reverses, end arounds, short passes, long passes. Under center, handoff. Freeman stutter steps back to the middle to the 1, and he scores.
Touchdown!
4-yard touchdown for Freeman. He's at 110 yards on 13 carries. Pueblo East leads Fort Morgan 34-0.
So, I don't know what you do at this point. Maybe you start subbing in some kids and getting some other people some playing time, because the kids that are out there are pretty well just mentally, whipped at this point.
Dylan Cooper with the extra point is up, and it's good. With 8 minutes and 42 seconds to go in the third quarter. Pueblo East leads 35-0.
We talked about the kids being down. The coaches aren't even, trying to get them fired up or anything. It's just like the entire group wants the bus, to get started and head for home.
Well, I think that first drive, and then you had the severe injury to Jordan Perez, and they scored on the next play, and that was a 15-minute wait. Yeah, they expended their energy in the pregame cheer, so to speak.
Yeah, I'm not saying that they don't have, a reason for the way they're feeling, but I think I would like to see them at least, find something positive.
Well, they can do it right now on this drive. You're right.
Well,
Gotta do
even if the whole offense doesn't work, pick one guy who did his job, and pat him on the back, and show some outward praise and emotion. These guys are 16, 17, 18-year-old kids.
There's a kickoff towards the sideline. Bounces at the 11, fielded by Urias at the 9. Running to his left to the 20. A nice move across the 25, and he's stuck there near the sideline at about the 25. Return of 16 yards for Frankie, who's had some pretty nice returns tonight.
Yeah.
I would say that's a positive.
Yeah.
I mean, he's running hard, too.
He is.
Yeah, he's not stutter stepping up into those holes. He puts all he's worth right into it.
Well, if they go to the air, I'd love to see a screen pass. Something a little bit unconventional, because the straight-up running game has been very limited. 8 carries for 15 yards for Samson Ortega. 57 yards of total offense. 30 on the ground, 37 through the air. On 1st and 10 from their own 26. 2 receivers to the left. Marquez looks to his left to throw. Underneath, it's caught by Lopez at the 30. And he's down at about the 31, maybe the 32, a gain of 6. I like that. Good play call. 3rd catch for the senior Angel Lopez.
Right. Yeah, and Marquez is standing in there and doing a good job delivering that ball. He just can't throw it long because they can't get open and he doesn't have time.
But you mentioned earlier, if the pressure's coming, make sure there's a check down.
Yeah. Or learn to get rid of the ball. He's had a tough time learning that in the last couple of years, of getting rid of the ball and don't take that hit quite so hard.
And there's the give, and back towards the middle, a first down across the 35 to the 38. That is Frankie Yu. Almost shoveled it to him off the snap. But he picks up the first down. First carry of the game for Frank Urias at the 38-yard line. Small victories at this point. That's one
right.
of them.
That's a great start.
And that's the first down for the Mustangs on a running play. The other 3 have come via the pass. That's the unofficial stat, by the way. At the 38-yard line. 28-0 at halftime. Pueblo East now 35-0 coming in a blitz. Marquez to throw. He's got pressure coming. Rolls out to his left. Got to get rid of the football. He's going to run towards the sideline, and he's going to be driven out of bounds. That was
Number 8, Jonathan Marquez
close to
on
being a
his
late
keeper.
hit, but he was contacted first inbound, so might have got back to the original line of scrimmage, and that's it.
Yep.
Second down and 10 to go for the Mustangs, and Marquez at least did something to not take a loss.
Brings up
Yeah.
second down.
Throw that one out of bounds as you're scrambling.
Right, well, you take that extra hit, and you can't have him hurt. You cannot have your quarterback injured.
Well, right, so you throw it before you take that
Correct,
hit.
correct,
Yeah.
yeah, without a doubt. Second down and 10 to go for the 38-yard line. Same formation with 2 receivers split out to the left, 2 to the right. 4 yards behind center, pistol formation, Urias in motion. And there's the inside handoff, but not much. Looks like Fritzler still driving. Man, that is a strong move by Ben Fritzler
Ben Fritzler
for a
on
gain
the
of 4 to the 42. He could have been held up at the line of scrimmage. Instead, one of their better runs results in a 3rd down and 6 to go. Fritzler with 2 carries for 7 yards. And this has got to be 4-down territory.
3rd and 6.
Yeah, I would think so, yeah.
Well, I mean, the game is
You've got
lost
to.
already. You might as well go for it unless they take a huge loss.
Right.
But if I'm Fort Morgan, I go to Angel Lopez here. He gets loose. He knows how to get loose. Throws something short. He's got great hands. 3rd down and 6 to go from their own 43. Marquez to throw. Out to his left, and it's tipped up and incomplete. Lopez
Incomplete.
was the intended receiver. Now what happened there, gentlemen, I think he telegraphed it.
Yeah.
And Marquez was looking immediately towards Lopez. I think if you look off the receiver and then throw it to him, you've got a shot. But his eyes were fixated on Lopez right off the snap.
Yeah, I concur.
For the Mustangs, number 7,
Now they will punt.
Back
Frankie
to
to
the
punt.
Eagles, number 1,
Watch out for Paki Amato.
Amaro.
This guy is electric with a capital E. Perfect snap again. And that's a fluttering punt. Amato lets it bounce at the 27. Takes a huge Fort Morgan roll inside the 20 to the 16.
And that's a plus. It was a good job of punting and not out-punting his coverage.
41-yard punt. I think Frankie's done a nice job tonight in a couple of areas.
Yep.
But now if you do not stop Pueblo East on this drive, it'll go to a running clock. We have 6:07 to go, 3rd quarter in Pueblo at Dutch Clark Stadium. And it's a 35-0 lead for the Eagles. And the football's resting at the 16-yard line.
Brings up 1st and 10.
And you know, they're not going to do anything fancy. I mean, they might throw it, but why throw it here with this big of a lead? That might be Allsworth back out there. And no, they're going to reverse it here to Amaro to the 20-yard line, along the sideline to the 30. Speed to burn at the 40. Amaro to the 50, but there's a flag down at the 17. That will nullify about a 38-yard gain. And coming back again because of an illegal block.
Yeah, right out at the point of attack out there, there was an illegal block.
Yeah.
They were holding out there, one or the other.
Penalty is against Santino Vigil, a 6'1", 225-pound senior. But they'll go back to the ground undoubtedly.
Yeah, I could see him going back to more of that reverse or pitch, whatever, because we don't have no answer for that out on the corner.
Well, he's too quick.
Yeah.
All right, the football, the penalty was down the field a little bit.
Yep, half
Like
the distance, they said. So
Yeah,
it's
2
gotta
yards
be
behind scrimmage, beyond the line of scrimmage.
at the 9.
1st down and 15. Check it, 17. They've got to get to the 26.
9-yard line after the distance. Remains 1st down.
No, they shouldn't phase them too much. On 1st and 9, there's the give on the left side, and a great play by the Mustangs at the line of scrimmage.
For 26, Isaiah Garcia on
Knocked
the
down
carry. Stopped by the center of the Mustangs defensive line.
was Trujillo, or Isaiah Garcia. Check that. He was stacked up by Peyton Vickers.
2nd down.
2nd down and 17 to go from the 9. Again, small victories for the Mustangs. They had one on that play. Back to throw, stepping up in the pocket and breaking a tackle, but then taken down. And Jack Worth right around the football.
Yeah, he went down a little awkward there, stretched out.
Lost a yard.
Back at the 8-yard line, 3rd down and 18. Well, this would make sense to go to that end around or reverse now. But they're not in that formation, so they're not going to do it. 3rd down, there's a snap. Handoff right side, back up the middle. That's Garcia. Got a gain of 9. They'll be forced to punt. 4th down. And 9 yards to go. All right, well, they'll go into the 4th quarter more than likely with this 35-0 deficit. We still have 4.5 to go. They're not going to go for it. Come on, don't be ridiculous. Starting unit was still out there. This is the first punt of the game for Pueblo East. 35-0 Eagles over the Mustangs. They have dominated from the opening whistle. Mustangs had 2 first downs on their first possession of the game. End over end kick towards the sideline. That's a terrible kick. Goes out of bounds at around the 45. They better run that back. They better run that back because that was out of bounds well before, and they are going to run it back. 41-yard line. Have only a punt of about 23 yards. Fort Morgan with great field position.
Yeah, the best they've had for starting the drive.
So they'll start in Pueblo East territory. Third quarter brought to you by Stubbs Gas and Oil. One-stop shopping does exist. I-76 and exit 66A. There's the give on the right side, and Ben Fritzler spins to the 34 for a gain of 7. Good, hard running by junior Ben Fritzler, a gain of 7 once again.
Number 57, Dominic Benavidez.
2nd down and 3 to go.
Yeah, that way they loaded it up and had the other running backs leading up the field, and that gave them enough blocking to.
Well, at some point, if you don't have blocking, you need deception or something.
Yep.
Football is just not a physical game. It's a game of deception. 2nd down and 3 to go from the 34. Direct snap. Handoff Ortega, stutter steps. Back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. There's nowhere to go.
Nope.
And that's because Logan Trujillo, a sophomore, and a linebacker made a big play, a big stick on Ortega. 3rd and 3.
We really haven't tried to press the edge at all.
9 carries for 15 yards for Samson Ortega. 3rd and 3 from the 34. This is definitely 4-down territory. With under 3 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter, I'm John Beltran with Brian Nickel and Kevin Rohde for the 2024 regular season opener. Colorado Prep Scoreboard Show with Kevin Schaefer will follow at 9:30. From the pistol, Marquez hands it off right side. A first down to Fritzler behind his right tackle across the 30 to the 29. A kick-out block and a gain of 5 for Ben Fritzler.
Another Mustang down. Nope.
No, that's an Eagle down near the end of the play, but hopefully that's a minor injury at worst. And yeah, very minor. He's going to get up right now or attempt to be assisted.
He's cramping.
Yep. I think that's the first cramp we've had on either side.
But the Mustangs haven't been using Fritzler very well or very much at all tonight. And just these last couple of plays here, and we've seen it in the past when he's been a
factor,
and they're just not using him tonight. I mean, he's had a couple of nice runs here, but other than that, he's basically he's being a blocker. So, but you got to have that big back that can make some yards, and he's the one that can do it. And they're just not. To me, it doesn't look like they're using him to his ability.
Right.
They believe in keeping things simple at Bank of Colorado. Apply for the loan you need for your dream home fully online. Visit bankofcolorado.com for all the information today. 1st and 10, Fort Morgan at the 29-yard line of Pueblo East, trailing 35-0. 2:38 to go, 3rd quarter, with the clock now running off the injury to the Pueblo East player who went off the field under his own power. From the pistol, Ortega in the backfield. Marquez, 2-step drop. Hits as he throws towards the end zone. It's dropped at the 4-yard line by Angel Lopez. It was thrown a little bit behind him, but that is a tremendous throw under major duress.
Yep.
I thought it should have been caught.
Yeah, Angel usually doesn't drop those, but he let that one get through him.
But then again, it's that type of night for the Mustangs, just tough.
True.
2nd down and 10 from the 29-yard line. God, that was such a good throw.
Yeah.
And he threw it back shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
And those are plays that they'll make in future games, without a doubt. Again from the pistol, what he has in motion to the left. That's the give to Ortega right up the middle. And he's got nowhere to go again. My gosh. So many Eagles around him, including Dominic Benavidez, the senior. Threw him to the ground. 3rd down and 10 to go from the 29, under 2 minutes to go in the 3rd.
It's almost like they're picking up some sort of read, knowing that that's the play. You know.
Right, no, you're right. It's like they're in Fort Morgan's playbook. Marquez checking out his wristband. One receiver out to the left, one to the right. Now Fritzer out to the left. Back to throw Marquez. Plenty of protection. Steps to his right. Flag is down. That's going to be against Fort Morgan. Throws intercepted at the 23-yard line. It'll be declined as the interception was made by Dylan Cooper, the kicker. First turnover by the Mustangs, but that's a hold against Fort Morgan, and it's going to go the other way, obviously, because of the INT thrown by Marquez.
Yep. I think Fritzler was open coming off that left side. He would gone down about 5 yards, cut in, and JJ just never saw him.
Well, the passing game was so good. Now it's 1 out of its last 7 for 6 yards and a pick. Although the last pass before that was not Marquez's fault with a drop. 96 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter. 1st and 10 at the 29-yard line. If Pueblo East scores, it would go to a running clock. They're up by 40 points or more. That's the rule in Colorado high school football. 3 receivers to the right. From the 29, option right. There is the pitch. That is Isaiah Garcia along the sideline to the 35. And he barrels to the 36-yard line for a gain of 7. As Deli Busonera made the hit. 2nd down and 3 yards to go.
Yeah, they're just trying out every play in their playbook to see how it's going to work. And their kids are executing it, and the line's blocking for them.
And Allsworth is back in at quarterback, too. With the football resting at the 36.5-yard line. 53 seconds to go in the 3rd. Allsworth awaits a snap. There's the give. And maybe a 1st down right at the stick. That's Garcia to the 39 for a gain of 3. Clock stops for the movement to the chains.
Somebody got in there and got a trip on him anyway, slow him down and get to the, only got the 1st down. But.
Yeah, well, usually it's Noah Aguirre, but they've had a couple of other players make some tackles. Now we're down to 33 seconds to go from the 39. Allsworth had the ball loose, and let's see, the Mustangs jumped on it, and no. I don't know what he did. I think he just dropped the ball, and falling on it was a Pueblo East Eagle, and that's going to be the end of the 3rd quarter. With the score, Pueblo East 35, Fort Morgan nothing after the loss of 7 on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. 35-0, Pueblo East leads Fort Morgan. Dolphka Lewis, a big night with a couple of rushing touchdowns. They've also been effective through the air with 2 different quarterbacks. Right now it's a 2nd down and 17 to go for Pueblo East at their own 32-yard line. Trips to the left. Back to throw Allsworth. The Mustangs coming with pressure. The screen is caught at the 30-yard line. A seam to the 40. Stutter stepping to the 45. And close to a 1st down as Aguirre makes the tackle. And maybe a 1st down to Isaiah Garcia. What a well-developed screen and a gain of 17. That was a perfect play call because the Mustangs came with major pressure. But there's a reason why that offensive line allowed them to charge the quarterback.
Yep. And someone on that defensive line needs to realize, hey, this guy's been blocking me all night long, and now all of a sudden he's letting me go.
It's a good point. Yeah, that's not by accident.
Oh, good hit.
And a major play in the backfield and a loss. The handoff to Garcia. That was a huge hit there. See the Mustang who made that play.
Number 50.
Yeah, and I'm looking for the number. It's a loss of 5. Loss of 5. That's a tremendous defensive play. Right off the handoff. Yeah, we're looking there. Direct snap, looking to throw, pumping, stepping up is Allsworth. He'll heave it deep up the left side. Receiver out there. It's incomplete off the hands. Maybe Delgado at the 15-yard line.
And we got someone cramping.
3rd down and 15.
Either that or a hamstring because he kind of pulled up.
This is an injury.
I hope it's
Yeah,
a cramp. Let's click a cramp.
yeah, I think it's a cramp. Those really hurt. Feels like, yeah, you got to stretch that out. 3rd down and 15 to go for Pueblo East. 4th quarter. Brought to you by Rudy's Tires. 9 locations across Northeast Colorado and Nebraska means there's always a location close by. Rudy's Tires brings you Eastern Plains Sports Today every weekday on 1010 KSIR. Visit rudystires.com for more. That looked like it was Coleman out there.
Yeah.
But he's walking off the field under his own power. Well, what is Pueblo East going to do on a 3rd and 15? I mean, I'm sure they're going to throw the ball because they just threw it there on a 2nd and 15. But will they run a straight-up play or do what they did 2-3 plays ago and use that trickery? I mean, Fort Morgan fell for the screen pass. You think they might do it again?
Yeah, throw a screen or run one of those reverses, but they don't have any. They don't have their little quick guys in there.
10:58 to go in the game. Pueblo East 35, Fort Morgan nothing. 3rd and 15 for the Eagles at their own 44-yard line. Back to throw, Allsworth. Pressure coming backside. He's going to spin out to his right side. He's going to try to buy some time. Gets a block. Throws along the sideline. Caught at the 47 by Trujillo, short of a 1st down. Man, what an athletic play to gain 11 yards. It'll be 4th down and 4. That's a heck of a throw and catch. The throw much better than the catch. The catch was easy.
But the receiver had to read the fact that he was rolling out and come back
to
that area of the field and find an opening.
That's the 4th catch for Trujillo for 72 yards. 4th and 4 at the Mustang 45. And a timeout called by Pueblo East. Well, 10:46 to go in the game. And I think there's one of 2 options here. You either keep it in your quarterback's hands or you throw something underneath because it's only a 4th and 4.
Right.
A handoff might be too risky because if Fort Morgan actually makes a play near the line of scrimmage, they'll get excellent field position. But I think the short passing game is good enough for Pueblo East.
Well, I think on that last play, he probably could have made 4 or 5 yards scrambling, but he saw that he could get 10 yards throwing it.
Right.
So, his athleticism, if he can break and get to the outside and scramble, he can probably pick it up on his own.
Might do that. Might go to that option play like they've run.
I think the one thing is that you just keep the ball away from Noah Aguirre. You don't run up the middle because he's the guy that is going to make the tackles for the Mustangs.
But he's out right now.
No, he's right there. He's in the middle.
I think that's 65.
Smack dab at the 41. No, that's 75. I think. Yeah, he's right there.
Oh, right there, yeah. And linebacker, I thought.
4th and 4 for the 45. Allsworth will roll to his left. Still rolling, still rolling, still rolling. Stops. Now he's going to reverse his field, run to his right. He has a seam to the outside. There's going to be a flag down, a blindside block. Pass is incomplete. And the penalty will be declined as they turn it over on downs. 2 flags, and I believe both were against Pueblo East.
I think that was second.
Lineman down.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Lineman downfield, yep.
I'm telling you, Fort Morgan played that very well. That was not easy because that quarterback kept buying time. So it'll be declined. The Mustangs will have the ball at their own 45.
He either had the short short receiver covered, or they were looking for a deep pass, but all they needed was 4. But whatever it was, they held him.
All right, let's see what the Mustangs can do. They still have over 10 and a half minutes to go in the game.
It'd be nice to get rid of that goose egg. And Pueblo East doesn't have their starters in.
And again, we'll get to the Colorado Prep scoreboard show with Kevin Schaefer at the bottom of the hour. This game might be over by that time. It might not be. We'll see. Samson Ortega late check-in. He's been in there the whole game, and he's had no success. Not a lot of blocking in front of him. 10 carries for 15 yards for the senior Samson Ortega. From the pistol at their own 45, J.J. Marquez, 3-step drop. Tosses out to his right. It's incomplete off the left hand of Ben Fritzer at the 48-yard line of Pueblo East. 2nd down, and Marquez 1 out of his last 8 with a pick.
Yeah, that would have been a hard catch for Fritzer. He got the one hand on it. And it had some zip to it.
I think the important thing, Brian, is for Marquez to look off his primary receiver.
Yeah.
You cannot telegraph like that. I'm not saying he did it there, but he's done it in this game. Now that he's got all this experience. 2nd down and 10 from the 45. JJ rolls out to his left off the play action. Tremendous pressure. He's down. A sack back at the 38. Nothing he could do there. He couldn't even get rid of the football as Freeman made the play because he was running against the grain.
Yep.
A loss of 7. 4th sack unofficially by Pueblo East. 3rd and 17.
Yeah, but he had Fritzer there about 10 yards downfield. He could have thrown it at his feet. But it's hard, and that's something they need to be working with him on.
But they've
maybe.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say maybe in practice, you don't want to practice throwing the ball away, but you got to get him in that situation where he knows if I see these reads, this is what I got to do.
Yeah, I mean, 3rd and 10 is a lot different than what we have now. 3rd and 17. Marquez again, backside pressure. He's going to be throwing and hit incomplete at the 41. I mean, what can you do there? Good job of JJ getting rid of that football. Elijah Contreras dumped him to the turf. 4th down, and the Mustangs have to punt, and all they did there, unfortunately, was go backwards.
Yeah.
Yep. But he did get rid of the ball.
Yeah.
He still got hit, but it was not a loss of yardage anyway.
I guess the good news, the Mustangs have played a better second half than first half.
Right.
Frank Woody has to punt. Brandon Andrada back deep to receive. Frankie at his own 23-yard line. Get another kickoff. That one's short. Not too much turn on the football. Bounces the 35, but takes an incredibly huge Fort Morgan roll. Holy mahungus. Down to the 16-yard line. 46-yard punt with a roll. And Pueblo East has got to go a long way to extend the lead.
Yeah, that's been the one positive we were talking about. That's been the one positive on this game tonight has been Frankie.
Yeah, the punting, the kick return game, not being trapped way deep, getting some positive yardage.
The Mustangs back on defense, 16-yard line for Pueblo East. Yeah, the Mustangs are going to the bench right now with some of their players, not all of them. Yeah, I don't think Noah Aguirre is in the game right now. I don't see him. There's the option right, quarterback keeper to the 20. There's daylight here to the 30-yard line, back to the middle to the 35 and thrown down. That's Allsworth again to the 39. A gain of 25 yards. And they're approaching 500 yards of offense. Way too good. After the 25-yard gain to the 40, check at the 39. Another option right. There is the pitch to the 45. Back to the middle to the 50. Spinning across the 45. A flag is down to the 40. That's another backup.
What was it? Was it a face mask? I don't know if they thought it.
I don't think it was a face mask.
I didn't think it was.
No way. It can't be a face mask.
Illegal block?
It cannot be.
I think it's 51 with a illegal block.
Okay.
Well, the gain was for 20, but they're going to mark it off for the 46, which would still give him. Are they going to wave off this flag or no? No, it is a. There you go. Block in the back. A gain of 15. and then back 10 yards. The ball carrier was Brandon Andrada, so that sets up a second down and make it a first down and 5.
Yeah, it's still a positive for Pueblo East.
56 yards away from extending the lead. 8:51 to go in the game. Pueblo East 35, Fort Morgan nothing. The Mustangs have not been close to the red zone, although they've been in the Pueblo East territory 3 different times in this game. At the 44, in motion to the right is Amado. And there's the reverse, and the ball is dropped. And landing on the football is Andrada back at the 24. A loss of 16 yards. He just didn't look that ball in. That looked like a pretty good pitch.
Ball is placed around the 24-yard line.
Yeah, missed the connection there someplace, but he was lucky enough to get back on it.
Well, it should be a second down and 25.
Yep.
They got to change that marker on the sideline. Second down, not first down. That's a second and 25. There you go. At the 24 off of first and 5.
They got Pocky back in there.
Yeah, so the loss was actually 20 yards. Check that. There's the give, and stutter stepping is Garcia back to the middle to the 30, still on his feet. Across the 35 to the 37, a gain of 13. Over 500 yards of offense, even though they've scored just 7 points in this half. Third down and 12 to go. Under 7.5 minutes to go in the game.
Third down.
Awaiting the snap is Allsworth. Play action, rolls out to his right, throws along the sideline. It's caught!
Yep.
Holy Mahungus, did he hold on? Amaro did.
Yep.
What a catch at the 33, a gain of 30.
Amaro.
Nearly went off his fingertips, but he pulled it back in, and that's the story of the game offensively for Pueblo East, executing on third down or fourth down plays. That's a heck of a catch, only the second of the game for Pocky Amaro.
He's a gamer for sure.
At the 33. First down, handoff, and stuck in the backfield for a loss of 2.
Number 23, Michael McCullough.
McCullough was stuck there
Mustang defensive line.
by 2 Mustangs, including Ashton Meeks and number 50, whose number we don't have, name we don't have.
Yep.
Second down.
Second down and 12 from the 35, under 6.5 to go in the game. Pueblo East leads 35-0. Dion Osworth with 2 receivers out to his left side, 1 to the right. Now Trujillo in motion to the left, and he's got the end around with room to run along the sideline at the 30, and then he's out of bounds. Another flag against
Penalty on the play.
Pueblo East as he goes out of bounds at the 28-yard line. They're committing a lot of really sloppy penalties when they don't need to.
Holding on that corner out there.
Yep. That would have given him about a 7-yard gain, but they're going to go backwards. Yeah, this is getting unenjoyable to watch at this point because of all the flags. I mean, Fort Morgan's holding their own in the second half. But I don't want to see – we've got enough yellow on the Pueblo East uniforms. We don't need them on the ground with the flags. Yeah, Pueblo East has definitely committed more penalties than Fort Morgan. So now that'll go back to the 38. Second down and close to 15 to go. But again, Kevin, they haven't been phased by second or third and long.
No. They respond to the adversity.
Very consistently, too. They've only punted once in the game. There's a snap and the give. That's Garcia. Runs to his left, a short gain to the 34. Started to the middle. That's actually Trujillo. Ben Frutzer makes the hit. Third down and 12.
Third and 11.
Make it third and 11. They've got to get to the 23. They're at the 34. And now another cramping situation for Pueblo East. Again, we'll go to the Colorado Prep scoreboard show immediately following this game. It might be in progress, but we'll find out. That airs in about 13 minutes. It all really depends on how quickly the next 13 minutes get played. We'll be back with you a week from tonight in Brush, Larry Mills Field at B. Digger Stadium. 7 o'clock kickoff. Fort Morgan had 57 yards of total offense at halftime. And with a quick tabulation, they're at 85 yards of total offense, and Pueblo East close to 500.
Yeah, we'll have a little advantage going into that Brush game in that we've got a game under our belt, and it'll be their first. Are they having a scrimmage this weekend?
I don't believe so. Third down. See, they asked for the clock to run now, but they start, oh gosh. Rolling out to his right, Osworth, stopping, setting up, deep, wide open is Trujillo, touchdown. He was wide open at the 1.
Not a flag, though.
And another flag is down. Is that going to wipe it out?
Yeah, that's going to be a hold.
And it is a hold against Pueblo East. Yet another penalty, wiping out a 34-yard touchdown.
Well, it'll be interesting to follow Pueblo East as the season goes along, because they get in games where it's close. Those penalties are going to cost them games. You can chalk some of that up to youth, because I'm sure they got some of their younger kids playing right now. But
well, now it's 3rd and 21 at the 44.
Yeah, you want to go in after this game and be happy that we're up 35-0 or 42, but you can't be happy with all the penalties.
Well, they've got 100 yards in penalties unofficially. Yeah. On 3rd down and 21 to go. Again, the throw is Allsworth setting up a screen. It's caught by Garcia at the 40 along the left sideline to the 31. He's out of bounds. Picks up. And there's a late flag after a 12 or 13-yard pickup.
I think that's going to be on number 71. He and Angel Lopez over there were
Penalty on the play.
getting into it a little bit, and he ended up pushing him out of bounds, I think.
Guys, we don't need to stay here any longer than we have to. Let's get this game over with. I mean, we're taking forever just to get through the 4th quarter in a game that was decided at probably the early portion of the 2nd quarter. And that looks even worse, by the way, that that's against Pueblo East. That's just, that is really bad. When you have that big of a lead, you don't want to be committing penalties. So that's after the play. It should be 4th down.
Yeah, dead ball.
Now, they might go for it, but it's going to be 4th down and about 27. They've got to get to the 23. They're at the 50. Still 5:40 to go in the game. They'll go for it. 4th and 27. Dion Osworth. And now a timeout. What are they doing?
Oh, good grief.
Guys, you're up 35-0. Stop committing penalties, and we would be leaving here at any point. Nonetheless, with over 30 years of experience, B&B Appliance can help match the appliances to your needs. Stop by at 502 Ensign Street in Fort Morgan. B&B Appliance, a longtime sponsor of Morgan County Athletics. The scoring basically goes like this. Dolphka Lewis with runs of 1 and 14 yards made it 14-0, and then the passing game is taken over from there. Delgado with a 41-yard touchdown catch. Trujillo from 45 yards out. And then you had a touchdown by Freeman as well. There's the punt along the sideline, out of bounds. Yeah, Freeman scored from 4 yards away. That made it a 35-0 game in the 3rd. We're still at 35-0.
He's marking it all the way back down at the 12, 13. I guess he had the angle on it. He could tell. Sure looked to me like maybe it bounced out of bounds earlier, but
38-yard punt with 5:19 to go in the game. Well, it would be a small victory if you finish out this game without the running clock.
Yep. Yeah, thanks to their holding. And
yeah, because they had an easy touchdown that was called back. First and 10 at the 12. Marquez surveying the defense. What he has in motion to the left. There's the give to Ortega running along the right side, and he's knocked down after a gain of about 3 or 4.
Well, Lisa's got number 77 in at right tackle. He's full-sized.
It's a gain of about, 4 yards. Approaching 100 yards of offense for Fort Morgan in a rough night. Second down and 6 to go, just past the 16, and there's a flag.
We have a penalty on the play.
That might be a motion penalty against Fort Morgan.
Yeah, they had 2 people moving.
This is getting more painful.
Oh, encroachment.
Well, thank goodness, a penalty against Pueblo East, another one. Ball's at the 22-yard line. That's half a yard shy of a first down. Yeah, let's get that clock rolling, because there's no point now. We've given you the scoring recap. On second down and a yard to go from the 22. Pistol. Marquez looks to throw. Out to his left. Open. Caught. Lopez. First down to the 26 for a gain of 4 before the hit was made. Only the second completion of the second half by Marquez. Lopez with his 4th reception for 39 yards.
And they're waving to stop the clock, and the clock's running. Not that I want them to. But
just past the 26-yard line, under 4 minutes to go in the game. 35-0 Pueblo East. They led 28-0 at the break. JJ looking at his wristband. And he keeps the football, tries to run out of traffic. He's going to be thrown down for a big loss at the 20. Loss of close to 6. I don't know what that was, but it didn't look pretty whatsoever. Second down and 16. Not much you can say at this point. Jordan Perez was hurt and taken to a hospital with what appeared to be a lower body injury late in the second quarter, midway through the second quarter. So our thoughts and prayers are with the sophomore. And there's been damage on the field as well. Second down and 16 for the Mustangs at their own 20. JJ looks to his right. They're coming with pressure. He's going to be sacked again. Sack number 6, unofficially back to the 15. Third and 22. Jonathan Montez threw him down to the ground. 2.5 to go.
No protection whatsoever. We thought maybe one of the stronger points of the Mustang offense would be their offensive line with their experience, but tonight has not shown that.
Well, do you just hand the ball off here? I mean, you don't want to pick 6 or something like that. Just hand the ball off and see what happens and then punt. But JJ is going to throw. 3-step drop, steps up, keeps it deep over the middle. That pass is incomplete. That's a good throw. That's a really good throw, and Ben Fritzer had to go through his hands at the 44-yard line. That would have been a first down, but that's a solid toss.
Yeah, I think Fritzer kind of short-armed it a little bit. He didn't really stretch out the arms and maybe misread it as it was coming in.
Yeah.
That's too bad, because that would have definitely finished off the time with Fort Morgan in possession.
Let's just hope that Pueblo East gets the ball and just takes 3 knees here. There's no reason to do anything but hand it off in the middle or take a knee.
Back to receive for the Eagles, number 6, Braden Andrada.
Low snap. Frank gets it off. End over end towards the sideline. Bounces at the 43. Another impressive punt. Out of bounds at the 47. 38-yard punt. Again, no return. They'll mark it now at the 46 with 1:52 to go. Let's get to our post-game show sponsor, Advanced Agri Solutions, because we want to get you to the Colorado Prep scoreboard show here momentarily. Advanced Agri Solutions, another longtime sponsor. Morgan County Athletics. Water is key to your crop success. Advanced Agri Solutions has year-round and seasonal probes that will help make sure you have the right amount of water. Call Dusty or Roxy McCormick at 970-571-2024. Handoff in the middle. Short gain to the 49. A gain of 3. And they're using all types of ball carriers now just to run out the clock. That's Michael McCullough. And Peyton Vickers made the hit. 2 plays to go in this game. Again, Brian, Kevin, and I will be with you a week from tonight, 7 o'clock. And this will wrap up our coverage as soon as we get to these 2 plays because of the Colorado Prep scoreboard show.
We'll be a little closer to home next week.
A tad. On 2nd down and 7 to go for the 49. Give up the middle. Close to a 1st down. McCullough with a gain of 7. Now you can take the knee.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens with Brush. Brush having some change in personnel and some injuries. But they're always tough, and they always love to beat the Mustangs, especially at home. So Fort Morgan's got a lot of work to do in the next 7 days to be ready for that.
They'll take a knee. And the final score tonight, Pueblo East 35, Fort Morgan nothing. For Brian Nickel and Kevin Rohde, I'm John Beltran. The Colorado Prep Scoreboard Show is next on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network.